Grigio Squalo. No, I didn't just learn Italian. I'm saying that because I will forget the name of the color of this gray SF90 before the end of the video if I didn't say that. But if you guys don't already know who I am, David Nussbaum from Wheelsboutique. I'm your host for the YouTube channel here at WB. And behind me, we got two spectacular Ferrari cars. Supercar, hypercar? Both supercars, both hypercars, you let us know. But two very different builds that we have going on behind me, and so I'll get into a little bit more detail of each, and we'll start off with the SF90. So of course you have this gray, which in person looks a lot like a Nardo that you would find on an Audi or even a Volkswagen. So a Nardo gray, which of course Ferrari calls it its own Italian color. But this car came in for a variety of different things. So right off the bat, I can tell that we did Novatec sports springs on it. I don't even have to see and look for yellow springs to know that. It's extremely low, much lower than what the SF90 comes with from factory. And I had to be very, very careful to bring this car from our facility down maybe 100 yards to the shoot location because it doesn't have a front end lift, surprisingly. And so I had to be very careful. I didn't want to scratch up any of this carbon fiber, which I would imagine is extremely, extremely expensive for a car of this stature. So after we did the Novatec sports springs, we also did a Novatec exhaust system. So a full exhaust system, we did downpipes, we did muffler, it's stainless steel, it's valved, power optimized by Novatec so that it is actually giving you more performance, giving you more sound rather than taking it away from you. And one of the weak points of this car is the exhaust note. That can be said for this car as well, but that's just something that not Novatec, but Ferrari and other car manufacturers have to battle in this day and age of emissions and trying to pass emissions in strict areas of the world like in Europe. But with the aftermarket, we could of course take care of that with the less restrictive Novatec exhaust system. Novatec offers a variety of different combinations for this car. You can do it with the downpipes, without the downpipes. You could do catless for off-road use only, or with sport cats. You could do valved, non-valved, and a variety of different materials like stainless steel or a lightweight Inconel, which Formula One teams use for their exhaust systems. So I will jump in this car after we're done with this review. That way you guys can hear some of the exhaust note from the Novatec system. But I also wanted to discuss these wheels because this is from a brand that we recently picked up and we have not featured on the channel just yet. So the brand is called MV Forged and they're built out in California, and this is their Aero Disc wheel. So this is called the AR200, I believe it is. If I'm incorrect, I'm sure somebody in the comment section will correct me, but AR200, and it's essentially a 4-piece wheel. So you've got a traditional 3-piece setup, which is center face, inner barrel, and outer lip. And then you have the carbon fiber Aero Disc. Now this Aero Disc is actually patent pending from, I believe actually they might have gotten the patent already. So I actually spent the weekend out in California for H3's open house and I met with the guys from MV Forge. They were kind enough to let me in-house into their manufacturing facility. It was a pretty impressive program and operation that they had there, and they were mentioning to me various things like the patent that they have on this, where this actually extracts heat from the brake calipers like a traditional turbofan wheel would actually do. So that's a very neat setup. This carbon Aero Disc actually can also be ordered in a forged carbon or crushed carbon, where the pattern is much different. It's not a twill kind of combination and weave like the rest of the carbon fiber, but of course it would have looked out of place on this car. Maybe it would have fit better for a car like a Huracan Performante that does have that forged carbon fiber. But of course you've got satin black for the center face. The outer lip should be gloss black, but yeah, gloss black right here. And you've got the amazing carbon fiber Aero Disc, and you see Aero Plus, which is the series from MV Forged. So this looks like a 21-22 setup, and looking at the tire size, it absolutely is. 255-30-21, which means the rear is gonna be a 335-25-22 tire. I know that because I'm a nerd, and I do that setup on many, many Ferraris, so I know it like the back of my hand. The rear is going to be a bigger diameter, so it looks and allows the design language of the wheel to breathe a lot better. So up front, everything is a little bit more condensed, but in the rear, you have that beautiful 10-spoke just behind that carbon fiber aero disc. Super neat wheel. I was extremely impressed with the whole operation from MV Forge, and if those guys are watching right now, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of that. So we should be seeing a lot more MV Forge wheels on some cars here in the channel, just because they have some super unique designs that I'm really excited about. So let us know what you think about this wheel, about the 4-piece essentially carbon fiber aero disc wheel, and then we'll move on to the blue F8 Spider. So this F8 Spider comes from a customer that came in, he lives in Tampa, so about 4.5 hours away from us. He saw another YouTube video that we had of an F8 Spider where we did everything to it, and so he sent the car down to us. When the car arrived, it already had a variety of different things. It already had Novatec springs. It already had these Anarchy wheels. But this is an Anarchy S3X5. It's a very unique wheel to the Anarchy lineup. Not many people choose this wheel model just because it leans a little bit on the crazier design side. So we do so much volume with Anarchy that I actually looked it up in the system. I said, I wonder if we sold this set to this customer, because it's a setup that we do. The fitment was very correct for the F8 Spider, and lo and behold, yes. So we actually sold this exact set of wheels to the F8's previous owner, which is a dealer that we work with a lot up in Michigan called Platinum Motor Cars. They do a lot of business with us. We sell cars to them, buy cars from them. Great group of guys over there. So if you're in that area, make sure you contact them to see their really cool inventory. This car belonged to them, and then it exchanged hands somewhere along the line and finally got to our end customer that lives in Tampa. So the reason why he brought the car in is because, hey Dave, he says, Novatec springs are way too low. I keep scraping in on the bottom of the car, so I want to put a front axle lift on the car, which Novatec does offer. So I'm going into my pockets here because I want to be able to open up the hood and show you guys where we actually put the hydraulic lift mechanism. So that's going to be where it all starts, and essentially we add a button into the interior, which can be in any location that you want, and you press the button and the front axle will go up by about, I think Novatec mentions 35 millimeters or 45 millimeters. So a decent amount where you can clear obstacles or speed bumps or whatever it is that you want. The customer came down to actually see the ride height, because on the springs they're adjustable as well, and he told us where he wanted the button. He wanted it in a little pocket area where you keep maybe your cigarettes or your cell phone, and some other customers will want to have it hidden in the glove box, but again, this customer wanted it in a location where he can easily access it. This is Blue Marabou. I 100% know that I chopped up that name, so if anybody has a way to show me the pronunciation of that color, do contact me, but Blue Marabou is what it's going for now. And then another thing that this car came for was the IPE exhaust. So he didn't want to do the Novatec. Admittedly, the Novatec costs a lot more than the IPE system does, but it has arguably an even better sound to it. And so I will jump into this as well and get you some sound clips. So I forgot to mention, this is going to be a carbon fiber straight from factory, so the Fiorano package. There is an aftermarket kit for it as well. So if you have an SF90 and you want these carbon fiber bits to come onto the car, we can do it with 1016 Industries. I believe that we've had an SF90 on the channel before, a green one, and I showcased some of those 1016 carbon fiber parts. And when we had the 1016 parts right next to these parts, I could not distinguish between what was made by Ferrari and what was made by 1016. So very interesting kit on this. But going back to this car, absolutely beautiful. This exterior color is amazing. I had never seen this exterior color before, and that's saying something because we do have a lot of F8s here and 488s before that and 458s before that. And it's a convertible. So I'm gonna get in, roll down the windows, maybe put the top down if the weather stays decent, so you guys can see that interior color because it's also very, very beautiful. So just to wrap up a little bit, full Novatec exhaust with the downpipes, stainless steel with valves, full IPE exhaust with the downpipes, stainless steel with valves. If you guys saw some of the interior shots, carbon fiber galore on the SF90, the F8 Spider with the saddle brown interior, blue stitchings, blue seat backs, blue leather on the dash, absolutely insane. I love me some carbon fiber, but when I see an interior spec like that, it blows my mind. If I would, my perfect setup would be this car, Spider version, with this exterior and interior color combination. I think I'm truly in love with this car. Some final notes about the cars. M Engineering tune, DME tune. The Anarchy wheels are actually the same exact fitment that's on the SF90, which is 21s in the front, 22s in the rear. Three-piece wheels with the aero disc making a four-piece wheel. So a lot of different similarities, but also differences, a lot of different similarities. Where did I come up with that? Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you prefer as is, you know I always say it, as is, this F8 Spider as is, or that SF90 as is? My choice, and I don't want to sway anybody, is absolutely the F8 Spider. Marvin, what's yours? He's shaking his head. So right now we're at 50-50. So help us out, leave a comment, subscribe to our channel, make sure you smash that like button. Let us know what else you want to see. Maybe we'll get some more carbon fiber from Novatec on this car. But until the next time, I hope you guys drive safely, call us for business, and enjoy your lives. Thanks so much.